Welcome back to Pokemon Colosseum. It's time to finally finish up the lab. We must defeat its master, not just to put a damper on their Shadow Pokemon plan, but to finally put a stop to this alarm! Don't worry, we won't have to deal with this alarm for much longer. Now, this area is very dark, so I apologize if it's hard to see here, but there's actually a chest back here with an HP up. But let's go around these frankly pretty cool red areas here, and... yep, there he is. Unfortunately, he's already wiped the disk of data. You didn't notice the alarm? Really? So yes, this is Iron. And of course, he has a Shadow Pokemon of his own. It's time to fight Cipher Admin Iron, as he does his villainous chin stroking there. Now, Iron actually has two main gimmicks to his fight. The first is that he likes to use Toxic, which kind of fits being a mad scientist. The second is that he uses the Rain Dance Thunder combo, which we got a bit of a preview of with a trainer earlier in this place. So, also as you can see, his levels are ridiculous. Frankly, I am very surprised that I won this fight on my first try. I'm just going to spoil that right here, because, I mean... you know, you always see my successful attempt first anyway, so you wouldn't have really known if I hadn't said it. Anyway, there's Lantern. Now, let's see if I can... can't quite take it out, because that's probably going to use... actually, wait a minute. Nope, it's the one that's going to use Rain Dance. Thought it would be the Huntail for a second. Huntail does have Swift Swim, so this means that the Huntail's going to have... pfft, really? Wow, Iron, amazing IQ you have there, head scientist of Cipher. You are very, very smart. I can't... well, I mean, admittedly, he made these super powerful Pokemon that can't level up or evolve or anything, so maybe he really is that dumb. But anyway, let's just focus on the battle at hand now. I kind of want to take that... I hope I went for Lantern. Yes, I did. Good, because that Lantern was probably going to go for Thunder. And there goes Lantern. Like I said, another Pokemon that had a lot of success in competitive for quite a while, but didn't really have that good stats. It mostly succeeded thanks to its typing, and I guess maybe how the metagame was at the time? Not sure how good Lantern is now, I'll have to look that up. But anyway, Altaria. Kind of a weird Pokemon for him to be using. Well, actually, that didn't do as much as I thought. I mean, Medicham hitting itself in Confusion probably uses its, doubled attack stat, but anyway... yeah, I'm kind of focusing down on this Pokemon one by one here, just to get them off the field quickly, because a lot of them are very, very dangerous. Yeah, Surf boosted by Rain, although Huntail is primarily a physical attacker, so this isn't going to do that much, I don't think. That did more than I expected. Espeon will probably take that a bit better, and he did. Please don't hurt yourself. Thank you! You know, if you had missed anyway, that would have been admittedly kind of funny, but anyway. There goes Huntail. So I'm mostly using double targets here, just because his Pokemon are that scary, I want to get rid of them as quickly as possible. Golbat, okay, I probably don't need a double target on that. Espeon should probably be able to take it out. Fly. Huh. I think that thing's main strategy is to use Toxic and Fly to kind of stall you, but anyway, obviously don't want to aim high jump kick at it. I mean, it'd be... okay, please don't hurt you. Oh, that means you don't detect, and that means you're probably going to get hit by Fly. But, yeah, that Fly is probably aimed directly at Kickface. Or Kickface could just go down to Wing Attack anyway. Yeah, so that means that Fly is going to hit Espeon. Again, messing up on saying my nicknames. Like I said earlier, just, I don't know, nicknaming Pokemon isn't something that really comes naturally to me. Let's go, Luna. I hope that Fly is aimed at your slot. Here's a situation where where fainted Pokemon are replaced in the middle of the turn rather than the end, which actually worked to my benefit there, because that Fly would have redirected into Espeon if this had worked based on 4th gen mechanics, I think. Or, yeah, I don't think... actually, wait a minute. Maybe it wouldn't have. I forget exactly how it works. It probably wouldn't have redirected, actually. It probably would have just gone there was no target. And you could probably see this coming. Now, the weird thing is that Raikou actually has a much lower level, comparatively, because all the legendary beasts in this game are at level 40, so it's actually the weak link in Iron's team, believe it or not. Oh, flew just at the wrong time, and that was weird. Altaria was just standing in there for a second, and then it started flying again. So, I don't think I ever let him use Thunder. The problem is that Raikou does have Thunder, so it's probably going to be using it now. Kind of going for Reflect. I guess this will block a little bit of Shadow Rush damage. Mainly doing this for Fly, and yeah, there's Thunder. This is going to hurt a lot. Raikou was actually one of the best Pokemon, period, in Gen 3 competitive, although I should... Actually, that was nice. I'm kind of glad for that. Paralysis doesn't give as big of a catch rate modifier as Sleep does, but it is permanent, so that's good to know. Yeah, won't even need to use Jump Off here, so that's good. Unfortunately, Dan Green is going to be not very effective on that Altaria. Actually, I could go for Stomp here. Might be a good opportunity to test that out. Yeah, Altaria is pretty bulky as well, so this is going to be annoying, having to deal with both this Raikou and this really bulky Altaria. Now, I know that Luna is slower than that Altaria, so I should probably avoid attacking it direct. I should have tried to disrupt the weather here. Anyway, the rain will end pretty soon anyway. Wow, not even Entei Stomp is going to do that much, but... Okay, good, yes, it has a chance of flinching. That was what I was kind of banking on. Raikou has... Well, Raikor? I think it's Raikor. Raikor. I used to pronounce it Raikou, but that's not how it's pronounced at all. Raikou has very good special defense, and special attack and speed. It's kind of like a bulkier Jolteon that isn't quite as fast. Pursuit. Why the heck are you using Pursuit? Why has Altaria even learned this anyway? And that's a really awkward looking animation as well. It flies forward as it do a physical attack, but then it retreats a little bit because it's like, oh wait, that's special in this generation. But anyway, not that much... Okay, that was really lucky. And I think Rain's gone now, so that's good. But not that much to say about this fight at this point. Other than to mention that Iron, his name is obviously a pun on Einstein, although that's only in the English version. In the Japanese version, his name was, for some weird reason, Borg, or Bolg, but yeah, that's kind of a weird name for him to have. The main reason I'm saying that it's kind of weird is that Dakim and Venus both have the same names in Japanese as in English, and Mirabi, he was called Miraball or something in Japanese, so his name was still a reference to mirror balls, you know, as in disco. Ow, that was really painful. Good thing they didn't paralyze, though. But Iron was the only one who got a really significant change in their name from Japanese to English. I guess they just, yeah, wanted to give a more scientist-appropriate name. I'm getting very lucky with these flinches and this paralysis. Might even be able to try and para-flinch Raikou. I probably should have gone for Altaria there just to get rid of it before it can annoy me any longer. And one legendary beast falls to another. Fitting that... Well, I mean, I guess Suicune is probably the best of legendary beasts, but Raikou was great in Gen 3 as well. It was probably one of the best Pokemon in Gen 3 competitive, but that relied on it having a decent hidden power, which in this game is almost impossible to do. Oh, and my Reflector's gone. Not that it was really doing much. Well, it was actually protecting against Shadow Rushes a little bit. And this is... I feel like... Okay, so here's the thing. Jumpluff's... Jumpluff is going to be double not very effective against Altaria, so... Its Giga Drain might not finish off Altaria at all, now that I think about it. I really want to get rid of Altaria before it can fly again. I'll just try this. I'm guessing this is not going to KO because it is a quadruple resistance on Altaria there. Anyway, though, 1, 2, 3. No, please don't tell me. Holy, really? First try legendary, really? Are you serious? Are you serious? We finally have Raikou, the last legendary beast. Now, Raikou is normally an amazing Pokemon. Anyone who's played Gen 3 competitive will attest to that. But it does have a few downsides in this game compared to the other legendary beasts. The main one being that it appears very late into the game. Right after this fight with Iron is the final dungeon, so you don't actually get to use Raikou very long. Additionally, Entei and Suicune were great for joining at likely far higher level than the rest of your team, but Raikou is still level 40, and at this point in the game, that's not too impressive. It also has an enormous heart gauge, and you're much less likely to have a spare time flute at this point. It also kind of has a bit of competition for a team slot, as Espeon fulfills a very similar role of being a fast special attacker. All that being said though, Raikou is still an amazing Pokemon, and it makes a pretty good partner for Suicune too, as they both benefit from Rain Dance, while Suicune can threaten the ground types that Raikou would otherwise struggle with. Raikou's move pool is kind of an issue though. It's mostly based around electric moves and not that much else, although admittedly I will say, Raikou is one of the few Pokemon that actually appreciates Special Crunch. So you should probably opt to learn that at level 61. And if you somehow happen to get Hidden Power Ice or Grass, definitely use that, but the chances of doing so is very, very low in this game. Also, this game does not have a Hidden Power checker, so good luck figuring out what you have. As far as starting moves go, Raikou has the same problem as the rest of the Legendary Beasts. Its only remotely good move is the 4th one, and it has Leer. Yeah, Leer. Get rid of that as soon as possible. Quick Attack is actually not that bad though. It's not going to be doing very much damage, but it's good for picking off heavily weakened opponents. Although Raikou is so fast, you probably won't need it anyway. So overall, Raikou is still very good, but it does suffer from being available late in the game. I'll just say one final thing in this bio, because I forgot to mention it during the video, but if you fail to snag Raikou here, don't worry, you'll get another chance very, very soon. Yeah, that didn't KO. It did its full going back into its place animation, so it means it didn't KO. That thing probably only has 1 HP though. You have Ice Beam? Really? Huh. And sadly, Jumpluff will not get a second chance to try and KO it because it has Ice Beam. But yeah, apologies for my voice going all weird there, but I am really shocked. I seriously believe that the legendaries in this game do not have a catch rate of 3. There is no way they have a catch rate of 3. Also, you're finally using your main gimmick. Yeah, that would have been good to use before you use Fly, just saying. But anyway. Actually, if you were Toxic Umbreon, you would have poisoned yourself, which would have been kind of funny. I forget if Synchronize on Toxic just gives them regular poison, or if it actually gives them Toxic Poison. Because there are some instances where Toxic Poison just didn't really work as intended in some of the earlier games. But anyway, we've defeated Iron, and that was, I'm completely shocked. Yes, that defies belief. I can't believe I snagged Raikou on the first ball. That was completely ridiculous. But like I said, I still think that there is no way they have a catch rate of 3. Yeah, what, you mean the 6 Shadow Pokemon that I caught already? But it turns out that there's an Ultimate Shadow Pokemon for the boss, but... You know, let's be honest, there would be an Ultimate Shadow Pokemon for the boss anyway. It's not really like that's anything we couldn't have already figured out. But anyway, let's go ahead and pick this up. We have 1 data ROM. Unfortunately, all the data was probably scrubbed from it, but we can at least try to get something out of it. So maybe our trip here wasn't in vain after all. Also, there's an item here. You want to get this. It is TM26. Anybody who knows competitive battling knows what this TM is off by heart. This is Earthquake. A great move to teach Vibrava or Flygon if you snagged it. Also, I'm just going to go ahead and check who can learn this. I don't think anyone can. No, no one can. I really wish Entei could learn Earthquake, but sadly no. Anyway, I'm going to have this annoying poison sound accompanying me for a little while. But now that we've defeated Iron in the lab, what are we going to do next? Oh, also this door is open now. Guess we've got a bit of a slight escape sequence here. And we're back at the very beginning of the lab. So let's just get out of here. Like I said though, what are we going to do next? Well, we'll see about that. Oh hey, we just got an email. That's probably going to tell us what to do next. So let's check out our P-Star DA and go into our email list, and we have one from Net from the Under, who, for some reason, is now psychic and knows that we picked up data from the lab. So our next destination is to go ahead and give that disc to Net. Why am I going back in here? I have no idea. But I think I'm going to go ahead and use the... Turns out I didn't use that to heal. I thought, okay, yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and use a Pokemon Center. But the rest of this episode will not be what you think it is. First, though, maybe we should actually go here and give it over. And as you can probably tell, the Under has a different description now. It says that it's home to the Kids Grid and it's been freed from Cipher's influence. So hopefully the people here aren't going to be mad at us for being a spy. Now we've defeated their leader, they're all magically going to be on our side, because that's how a lot of games work. Healing machine now, please. Because a poison Suicune is definitely not something you want, at all. It's kind of one of its few weaknesses, actually. But, thankfully, we're fully healed now. But Luna and Jumpluff are lower level than the rest of us, so I should probably put those two in the front of my party. And I guess I can go here and check out Raikou. Level 40, and I really can't afford to use my last Time Flute on it once I do get that, so I'm going to have to purify Raikou the hard way, and that's going to be very, 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 very difficult. The things I do for purifying all the Shadow Pokemon. Well, I guess it's, you know, it's nice to do that. You know, free them from being insane fighting machines. But anyway, saving here first. So now that I'm done saving, it's time to go ahead and give this data ROM to the Kids Grid in the Under. This guy here is still missing his teeth. I should mention we're not able to do anything about that until the post-game, so that is really annoying, but it's it is what it is. Also, the reward you get from doing that side quest is something that you really should have got during the main story, but I'll talk about that when we get to it. For now, I think I've forgotten where the Kids Grid headquarters is. Or have I? Let's see. I know it's around here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Oh, right. We were supposed to free him. Right. Well, I guess maybe the police got down here and broke down that door eventually. Also, Silver is gone. We promised to come back and free him if we found a key, and we never did. I don't think you actually can find a key for that door either, so, wow, poor guy. He's getting just pretty much beaten up and captured all game. Anyway, though, what we want to do down here is talk to, where are you? There you are. We found a data ROM, which coincidentally we found right as you emailed us. Most of the data has probably been scrubbed, but, it contains a list of Shadow Pokemon, apparently. But he's going to do that old classic, thing where the tech expert manages to restore deleted data. Although apparently it is actually possible to do this in real life, so... Anyway. Yeah, let's say we're okay. And hello, Shroomish. I find that Shroomish funny because it says Puny. It's like it's saying puny. I am puny. I am puny Shroomish. I am weak. But yeah. So Silver was saying something about going to check Realgam Tower. What the heck is Realgam Tower? Also, that member of the Kids Grid is just a generic roller boy when all the others have unique sprites. Or models. I sometimes get confused about whether to say sprite or model. But anyway, that is everything that we can do down in the Under. So our next destination is to check out this Realgam Tower, whatever that is. And I just realized we have to put the disc in the UFO in order to actually use it. Kind of annoying having to do this every time you go down here. Might be a good idea to rearrange your key items so that all the discs are in one place. Well, the F disc is the one you're using the most often because it leads to the shortcut back to the world map, but anyway. You know, I might as well keep this in because this is the last time we'll be in the Under during the main storyline, I believe, so... Get used to it while you can. We will be coming back here in the post-game for something kind of significant, but until then, yeah, it's all just, this is the last time we'll be seeing it. Oh, hey, random worker, what are you doing? Yeah, remember that construction site earlier in the game that they said they were working on something at? Yeah, that is Railgun Tower, and it has a Colosseum on top. And the map so conveniently tells us that it's Cipher's base now, so thank you, map, for completely exposing them. Now, this music is weird. Enjoy it while it lasts. This is technically the Railgun Tower music, but you only hear it in the entrance area of the tower. It's really strange. In XD, you get to hear this a lot more, but in Colosseum, this is the one time you get to hear this song. So, it's the opening day of Railgun Tower, and they're just letting any old person in. They've been expecting us. Oh no, a Cipher base that's expecting us, that can't be good. But anyway, enjoy this music while you still can, like I said. It's actually a pretty cool theme. And I think I'm letting the whole thing play out now, just to show you. And there's the loop. But anyway, we're not going to be going here this part. We're going to do something that we've been putting off for a really long time. Yes, it is finally time to take on the paragon of annoyance himself, Justy. And you're about to see just how, no pun intended, how bad he can be. So, you need to have a full team of 6 Pokemon to take him on. I tried fighting him the first opportunity that I possibly could, and I got destroyed. I tried fighting him a little bit later, and I also got destroyed. So I failed against Justy twice in this playthrough. And you're about to see why, so finally, you will be seeing all of those failures right now. We are gonna need all the cheering we can get. I hate this battle so much! You'll see why once we get to it. It's time to fight Prigimillion Justy! I love how they put that whole thing as one word. So, Prigimillion Justy sent out Sandshrew and Gligar. Or wait, should I say Sandshrew and Gligar. So, there is a reason I'm leading with Luna. There is a very good reason I'm leading with Luna. This is the entire reason I taught Luna Feint Attack. Because I hate this fight so much. So, basically want to quickly Giga Train this Sandshrew before it can start getting annoying, because otherwise bad things will happen. I know Justy's team by now because I've already failed against him twice at this point. So, this Gligar is going to use Sandstorm. Many Pokemon on Justy's team have the Sand Veil ability, which boosts their evasion in a Sandstorm, including that Sandshrew. Thankfully, Feint Attack can hit straight through that because it always hits. So that's my main strategy for this fight. I want to keep Luna alive as much as possible. Azumarill, that's kind of a weird Pokemon to be using. It is kind of cool how Justy's team has kind of a Desert Oasis theme to it. He has a lot of ground types and also a lot of water types. But the real theme of his team is being an absolute pain. Because in addition to all of these Sand Veil Pokemon that he has, you will very quickly be acquainted with the real reason why I hate this fight so much. And also, I am double targeting a lot of his Pokemon because I just really, really want to. Azumarill, or Azumarill, or however we want to say it, is very, very bulky, so it's going to take a few hits to go down. This is why I hate Justy. Double team. Not only is he going to be using Sand Veil, he's going to stack Sand Veil with being an annoying double team spammer. This fight is an absolute pain in the rear. I hate it so much, and in the fail channel, you will see exactly why you do not want to take on this fight before you have 100% accuracy moves. As in, like, guaranteed hitting moves like Feint Attack. Because this is one of those few fights where normally their ability to ignore evasion boost isn't that useful because you just don't see evasion all that often. But here it is very, very, very important. Because this guy's entire gimmick is based around evasion. I mean, I guess it's kind of a reference to maybe Desert Mirages, but still, it's a very annoying thing to base a trainer gimmick around. And the worst part is that he's got a whole team of, I think, 6 Pokemon. Thankfully, that's a Cacnea and not a Cacturn, but guess what ability Cacnea has? If you said Sand Veil, then you were right. Yeah. Now, I think if I remember... That was a nice crit there. If I remember right, Cacnea is one of the few Pokemon that has the Sand Veil ability that is not itself immune to Sandstorm. Let me just see if I can confirm that or not. Actually, wait, no, yeah, so Sand Veil makes you immune to Sandstorm, which you normally wouldn't be immune to it, so that's kind of interesting, but yeah. And there's my first miss, obviously. And he loves to rub this in your face by using 100% accuracy moves against you. It's like, oh yeah, I'm using this. Ha ha, I'm always going to hit you. You're never going to hit me. I hate Justy's team so much. But yeah, I did vaguely remember that Sand Veil makes you immune to Sandstorm if you're not naturally immune to it, but kind of interesting. Anyway, Sunflora. That one obviously does not have Sand Veil, so it's actually going to get damaged by the Sandstorm. Something to keep in mind is that the order that Pokemon get damaged by Sandstorm and by extension Hail in is dependent on their speed, so you can get a good feel for exactly which Pokemon are going to be outspeeding which by when the Sandstorm hurts them. So, for example, I know here that Luna is going to be outspeeding that Sunflora. So weather can work to your advantage in that way. Also, whenever two Pokemon with auto weather abilities get sent out, it's the slower one that gets the weather, but that's not really all that relevant here. But it is kind of a good tactic in VGC sometimes to keep an eye on that thing, because it's a good way to keep an eye on. So, for example, if you see a Pokemon that's not normally that fast take damage from the weather first, then it's a pretty good indication that they are probably holding a Choice Scarf. Not that's relevant here, because Choice Scarf didn't exist yet, but it's a cool way to tell things like that. I think in a VGC match I watched, I actually saw a Choice Scarf Tapu Fini that was given away by weather like that. So yeah, always pay attention to effects that take place based on speed order, because it's a good way to tell whether certain Pokemon are faster than they should be. Anyway though, I'm glad I actually hit through that double team there. And yeah, he loves to set Sandstorm back up. I think most of his team has Sandstorm, so yeah. It's kind of weird seeing Sunflora in a Sandstorm, though, because it's normally a Sun-based Pokemon. Yeah, also Sunflora's damage animation is kind of silly. Its head flies back like that. I've seen screenshots of, this is a weird tangent, but of a Johto episode of the anime where Meowth disguised himself as a Sunflora for some reason. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Although Meowth I think that Meowth... No, wait, no. It was Wobbuffet that got disguised as Max, and Meowth disguised as May during that weird episode where Team Rocket dressed up as Norman and... You know, that's something that I want to say. Okay, this is a really, really random tangent, but I don't really have that much else to say about this fight here, other than I hate it, so I guess I'll just say this. That... I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks this, but I always thought that in the anime, Norman should have been Ash's father, not May's. Because... the big thing with Norman in the games is that he's the player character's father. I know May is based on the player characters of Gold and Silver, but I always personally associated with May with being Professor Birch's daughter rather than Norman's. Because that's, I believe, whoever the protagonist you don't pick what they are. I know that a lot of people don't think that, and I think because of the anime, many people associate May with being Norman's child, but I just always felt that because Norman's big gimmick in the game was being the player character's father, that there was a perfect opportunity to give Ash an actual father that was present. But anyway, I think that's a very uncommon opinion though. I think a lot of people like Norman being May's father, but I don't know. Anyway though, off that tangent, Gligar is still taunting us by using perfect accuracy moves, and that other thing that he sent in is probably going to double team, but aha! I'm going to take away your Sand Veil! Which unfortunately means that I only take away one level of evasion boost rather than all of them, because you still have double team. I really don't like this fight at all. Of course, Nosepass is using double team. Of course, that Nosepass could potentially be even more annoying if this worked by Gen 4 Sandstorm mechanics and Sandstorm... Or was that Gen 5? I know that in a later generation, Sandstorm boosted the defense of rock types by 1.5 times. That is not in play in Gen 3, so thankfully that Nosepass is a bit less bulky than it should be. I'm calling it right now, this is going to miss Nosepass. Oh, it's not, okay. Didn't miss Gligar either, nice. That's really the thing with Double Team that makes it such an irritating move, is that how effective it is purely depends on luck. You can either, like, Double Team can either make no impact at all, or make a Pokemon completely invincible. It all comes down to how the RNG goes. But I mean, considering this is the Pokemon RNG and is completely malicious and out to get you, usually whenever you use Double Team, they'll always hit you. So that's the other thing with Double Team. Like, I know that a lot of competitive formats ban Double Team, but the weird thing is that I feel like even if it's not banned, it's just not a good move to use in any competitive situation. Because how successful it is purely depends on luck. If you're unlucky, all of your time spent buffing with Double Team is completely wasted. So that's personally why I think that even if Double Team isn't banned, you just shouldn't use it anyway. It's actually not that good of a move. But anyway, what indeed? Seriously, you are going to see what happens when Justy completely wrecks you. But anyway, that was too much information, Justy. Please don't talk about sweat. Anyway, we've defeated Justy. Yay! We get a reward. It is TM27. Please tell me that isn't Double Team. In fact, I know it's not Double Team because I think Double Team is different. I think that's like in the 10s. But anyway, let me just check what that TM is. What is our reward? It is Return. I had actually had a feeling it was Return. That's not a bad move for Dan Green, actually. Although the problem with that is that we only caught him not that long ago. And yeah, I'm in shock too, trust me. Everyone here has different dialogue to say if you've actually beaten Justy, so that's kind of cool. Well, I guess that's our other reward for this fight. Everyone being in awe of us for actually beating that annoying hack spammer Justy. Ugh. So yeah, even the trainers downstairs have different things to say for beating Justy, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, this is completely optional. You get the Return TM. Like I said though, we caught Entei a while back, so it probably won't be that happy with us. So Return won't be doing all that much. You made me think you didn't have unique dialogue for beating Justy for a second. And Sandslash is still digging. Okay, some of these people don't have anything new to say. And you're still using Splash. Feels like just yesterday that we were here for the first time. Guess things are kind of cool, come full circle, but very soon you will be seeing the fail channel and you'll be seeing just how bad Justy can be. As I've no doubt hyped up. Also, hi there, Justy. So, I believe that you can't battle Justy again. I think he's a one-time fight. And really, why would you ever want to subject yourself to that torture again? Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, though, what we're doing now is we're going to be... I ended up heading to Mount Battle because I have some Shadow Pokemon to grind Purification on before we head into Railgun Tower. I always like to purify every Shadow Pokemon in an area before... Yes, I know, we've completely demolished that place now. I like to have everything from an area purified before we move on to the next one. So, I went and did some off-camera Mount Battle grinding. I also grinded up the main team a little bit in Mount Battle too while I was at it, because we need to have quite a few more levels, because very soon we're going to be experiencing a boss rush. So anyway, time to save, and then it's the fail channel. See you for that. Enjoy. I know I didn't. So, we're going to take a trip back in time! For those who don't remember the earlier videos, because I did mention this, I think, I first attempted to battle Justy right after beating the hunter with the Shadow Quillfish back in Pyrite Town. So hey, you're seeing Slugma again. And Furret. This was not a good idea. I forgot how high his levels were, but I think at this point I also forgot his main strategy. So, here comes the Sand Veil annoyance. Well, at least Shadow Rush hit. But yeah, that's probably the most damage I'll be doing here. Wow, you're just as smart as Iron! And Hyper Mode. So, I would highly recommend do not fight Justy with Shadow Pokemon. You don't want to be wasting turns to Hyper Mode here, because every turn you spend being in Hyper Mode is another turn Justy has to use another Double Team. And the less Double Teams he uses, the better, obviously. So, let's just, yeah, this is really, really, really bad. I really hate this, and you should too. Anyway. It's kind of weird though, this is pretty much the one aspect of this game that I genuinely am annoyed at. There's Hyper Mode. Well, I mean, admittedly, randomness of Hyper Mode is also kind of bad too. Like, let me put it this way, I actually enjoy Mount Battle. I am okay with going through all 100 fights of Mount Battle, that's fine. This battle, though, this battle I am not okay with. I am not okay with this at all. And, yeah, going into this with Shadow Pokemon with Hyper Mode was a terrible idea, as you can probably tell. Well, I'm close to getting Strength, at least. That's going to be at least better than Shadow Rush, but he's already got, yeah, if you let him set up this many double teams and you don't have anything like Feint Attack, say goodbye to your precious sanity. Because even though I did say that Double Team, it can be rendered useless if you get lucky enough. That's if you get lucky enough. And that's just, I can't really stress enough how much I don't like this battle. I don't remember if there are any trainers in the battle modes that span Double Team. There might be. Oh, of course. And this Gligar has Dig in addition to all that. So it has a method of avoiding even perfect accuracy moves. Also, Slugma is terrible once again. If only Slugma had Flamethrower, then I probably could have roasted that Cacnea and then this would have been fine. But I guess you'll actually get to see Yanma used. I don't think I actually showed Yanma being used on camera in this playthrough. No, I definitely did during Pyrite Cave. What am I talking about? Yeah, it's been a while back. But I guess this is in some ways a nice way to bring things, well, not so much full circle, but, you know, a nice way to give a callback to the earlier times in the playthrough right before the final dungeon, because yes, Railgun Tower is the final dungeon. This is not a particularly long game, though there is quite a bit of post-game. Well, at least Yanma actually hit with that. Oh, wait a minute, my Yanma has Compound Irons, that's going to help here. I never thought that I'd be glad for Yanma not having Speed Boost, but I actually am at this point. Unfortunately, Compound Ice isn't foolproof here. It doesn't give you perfect accuracy, obviously. It just raises it by like 30% or something. Well, actually not really 30%. I think it's like with Butterfree, Sleep Powder becomes like 95% accurate or like 99% accurate or something. It's definitely not 100% accurate, but it becomes a lot more reliable. Yeah, this is the generation where Butterfree actually got a lot better. It still has pretty terrible stats, but for main story play, Butterfree makes for a pretty great catching Pokemon. And once again, we have to sit through the Sandstorm animation every time. Yeah, Justy's main strategy in a way is to slowly stall you out with Sandstorm damage, which is really painfully annoying. Oh, really? Oh, I forgot he could do that. Well, I mean, he's a gym leader for a reason. This was... Actually, wait, no, I think Gen 3 was the first generation when Gym Leaders started to spam healing items. I know that in Generation 1, Gym Leaders preferred to use X items. Well, sometimes they use healing items. I think Brock had infinite full heals in Gen 1. Which, okay, funny story there. So, I did a... In fact, the videos of it are up on this channel if you want to see them. But, with some real-life friends, well, one real-life friend, because only one person ended up doing this, but we did a randomizer race on Fire Red, on the original Red. Randomizer race, and basically, Brock ended up getting a Chansey, which was hilarious because he's in love with Nurse Joy, so that's fitting, but not only did he end up getting a Chansey, he had a Chansey with Rest. The problem with that is Brock has infinite full heals, so every time his Chansey would heal with Rest, he would instantly cure it to sleep with a full heal. It was extremely frustrating. speaking of extremely frustrating, as you can tell, I'm getting completely wrecked here. I haven't even carried a single one of his Pokemon. Yeah. Don't fight Justy at this point in the game. Don't make the same mistake I did. This is a complete train wreck, as you can probably tell. But yeah, that was pretty funny. The Chansey, I think, had Blizzard as well. It was actually pretty insane. It was a really good Chansey. And that was the first gym leader. We were doing a race, it was first to Lieutenant Surge, and weirdly enough, Surge was the easiest of all the 3 gym leaders. Brock was the hardest by far, but it wasn't as hard as the rival in Cerulean City, who had a Mew. Yes, he had a Mew. With Blizzard. That randomizer was kind of a sadistic jerk to us, but it was pretty fun, actually. Gen 1 is probably the only game that I ever actually really think of doing a randomized run on, just because the games in their own right are just so broken that... Wow, he really loves to rub it in with these perfect accuracy moves. That, to me, they're really only fun if you're just being completely silly with them and just going insane. And randomizers add to that humor. Because, yeah, I personally think that the Gen 1 games have aged terribly. Gen 2 has aged actually surprisingly well. I really think that Gen 2 are still quite good games to play even now. But Gen 1, I've said this many, many times, I don't think Gen 1's aged very well. So mainly I think it's only really fun to play if you're doing a silly run like a randomizer or something. Anyway though, as you can see, my team is slowly getting wrecked, and the question remains, will I KO one of Justy's Pokemon? Just one. I would like just one KO here. You're going to use another Super Potion, aren't you? I can just tell. But yeah, speaking of Gym Leaders and Super Potions in Gen 1, something else I should probably mention is that, I don't know, like many people know this, but many people don't know this, but Blaine's AI is programmed to use a Super Potion, but it's not programmed for any specific health threshold, so he has a chance of using Super Potions. I knew you'd do that. He has a chance of using Super Potions on full health Pokemon. He's the only gym leader who can do that, because everyone else has the AI programmed as like, if HP less than 30%, then use healing item. But Blaine is programmed as use Super Potion. Like, it's like 25% chance of use Super Potion with no health threshold. So he can sometimes use them when they're at full health. That's pretty amazing when it does happen. But anyway, as you can see, Umbreon is the last one standing. This was before he was even nicknamed Luna, and very soon he will be going down. Justy decided to add insult to injury and make sure I couldn't KO a single one of his Pokemon. So, yeah. I said this before, but take my advice. Do not fight Justy this early. You will be painfully destroyed. And you will hate everything, like I did. See, I am missing everything all the time. You really want Umbreon to have Faint Attack at this point. Justy is pretty much rubbing it in here. You're not going to last long, I'm sorry. I mean, your tankiness bought me a few more turns, but, I mean, those extra turns didn't do anything because you couldn't hit anything. Anyway, I was about to bring up some trivia about Double Team, but I'll save that for the next failed attempt because there are actually 2 failed attempts. So, yeah, we're gone. That was pathetic. And that's all you have to say. You're just wrong after all. The good news is we still keep all the heart gauge we gained in that fight, so that helped me purify these Pokemon. But for now, I'll be cutting to failed attempt number 2, because at this point I decided, yeah, not battling him this early. No way. So, failed attempt number 2 time. So, attempt number 2, and I'll just say, I'm not going to be showing all of this, because this attempt went on for about 17 minutes. That should give you an idea of just how frustrating it is to fight this guy. So, instead I think I'm going to show some highlights of this battle. Also, it seems like he does lead with different things. Again, I'm not sure if that's based on what you lead with, or if that's random. But considering he led with Azumarill when I had Gligar, I feel like maybe that isn't random. Maybe he's counterpicking, which would be actually pretty annoying if he is. That was a nice crit there. But anyway, I will probably just be showing, well, lowlights of this fight. You just barely survived, didn't you? Yeah, you did. You barely survived that. And of course, you go for double team immediately. Oh, wow! You're an idiot! I was hoping that he did that, actually. I was hoping that he set up Sandstorm and knocked his own Pokemon out. I know, admittedly, he probably didn't plan for his Azumarill being lowered to this low health, but still, that's pretty hilarious. Team kill! Stanley's the only one on the field currently who's taking damage from that. Of course, I got a double hyper mode there. I think I was dumb there. If I was playing this right now, I would have kept those two in hyper mode just for the critical hits. In fact, if I'd done that, I might have had a shot of winning this fight, so don't know why I did that. Two double hyper modes in one fight, really? Stanley just regained Hypnosis, but I doubt it's actually going to hit anything in this fight. You might notice here that I'm using all of the Shadow Pokemon I got from the Under. I was currently in the process of purifying them. There goes Sneasel. Everything on the field's immune to Sandstorm, yay! So this is pretty much what happens if you let him set up too many double teams. At this point, the battle is going to take forever, and I'm going to take ages before I hit anything. So yeah, just miss both of them, because Sandshrew is, I think, at maxed out evasion. So this is what you don't want to happen in this fight. That's 3 double hyper modes in one battle. Oh, there's Piloswine's eyes, by the way. I mentioned that earlier, that you can sometimes see its eyes when it does certain things, but calling it seems to be one of those things. And Piloswine was slowly whittled down. I don't think he even managed to hit anything. So now I'm down to just Jumpluff and Ledian. I don't know why of all the Pokemon... I guess I had Jumpluff as my one non-Shadow because it's effective against ground types, but still. This Sandshrew is just sat here spamming Swift the entire fight, and Swift does pathetic damage, so... You probably see now just how irritating this fight can be. You can't hit anything, and you're just slowly whittled down. It's just a complete pain. Well, Swift may be pathetic, but Ledian is just as pathetic, so Ledian goes down. And now I'm down to just 2. See, I was on a roll at the start of this fight. I seemed to be doing pretty well, and then everything went downhill when I let him set up too many double teams. That's pretty much how this fight goes, and that's why I recommend using perfect accuracy moves, like Feint Attack. Well, I actually hit with something finally. So, at least I've taken down half his team. Oh great, Sunflora is one thing that Jumpluff does not want to be fighting at all. Well, I was at least able to put this Sunflora to sleep before it could set up double team, so that might help. I wish my Gligar could learn Aerial Ace, but Aerial Ace is not a TM available in Colosseum, so only Justy has that privilege. Oh, of course you get a critical hit. Yeah, so at this point I'm pretty much doomed, because Gligar's the only thing I have left. So that's kind of interesting. If you revive a Pokemon when you only have one left in a double battle, it's automatically sent out. So, Jumpluff is back now, but I don't know why I'm trying to postpone the inevitable here. Yeah, with Shadow Rush doing that much to Nose Pass, this is not going to end well. Also, that's jump off probably gone again. Yep. At this point, my past self probably knew it was time to give up. Or not. My past self was actually way more persistent than I expected. I think I might have revived right into an aerial ace. I'm actually not sure how that worked, because Jumpluff was not on the field at the start of that turn, meaning that if Justy was a human player, he wouldn't have been able to target Jumpluff, so maybe the AI chooses its moves after you've done that kind of revive or something. That's actually interesting. Oh, of course, finishing this off with a hyper mode. Yeah, just end me. I don't really see this going well, and thus Gligar goes down, and I lose this fight. I probably could have won this, though, if I kept the first two in hyper mode, and just gone for some critical hit Shadow Rushes before they started to spam double teams. So, yeah, that was annoying. That was really annoying. And that was my second attempt at fighting Justy, which ended just as badly as the first. So, that will be all for the fail channel this time.